Oh, what one, baby girl?
Don't baby girl me. How many of your groupies you call baby girl? Is Tisha a baby girl? Is Amanda a baby girl too? And who the hell is Bonquisha? Is that even a name? Man, I can't live.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody morning going? Let's go. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World. Yes, it's a nice morning awareness with Sharane's World over here. Hope everybody's staying blessed, doing what they got to do, because that is the whole goal. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Let's welcome all my victims, all my survivors, all my thrivers, or anybody that's out there that want to educate yourself. Now, you already know. Let's welcome all you narcissistic men and women up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, because it's real up out here in the streets, ladies and gentlemen, especially right here in Binghamton, Broome County, and the surrounding areas. Let's go. Good morning. It's a new week for them deviant NPD people, male and females, ladies and gentlemen. Stay focused up out here in these streets. Okay, it's a new week. And we all know what happens within that new week. They're looking for new supply, new anything, new whatever. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Because it's real up out here in these streets. Let's go. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us get into this. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. How's everybody morning going? As you know, I'm Sharane. I'm a peer mentor survivor for domestic violence and narcissistic abuse, ladies and gentlemen, for all men and women up out here in these streets. Let's go. Good morning. So we got to make sure that everybody's getting this awareness. We got to make sure everybody's on point. We got to make sure everybody's getting the tools in their pocket, no matter who they are, male or female, ladies and gentlemen. Because that is the whole goal, is helping everybody recognize the red flags within their own relationship. Not saying everybody's relationship is the same, but when it comes to domestic violence and a narcissistic abuse relationship, everything falls out within the same way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So that is the goal, is for everyone to recognize what's going on and what's going wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So listen. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Sharane's World. Good morning, everybody on my support group page, and good morning, everybody on my main page. I hope everybody's having a blessed morning, staying safe, or whatever it is that you got to do. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into this real quick. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. So, good morning. Listen, if you're getting ready for work, going to work, have a day off, or whatever it is, just make sure you're not giving nothing away to no narcissist. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's just make sure that. Yes, please make sure you're not giving nothing away to no narcissist, to nobody with domestic violence tendencies, or anybody that's treating you like trash. It is Monday, so you know them narcissists is lurking, ladies and gentlemen, okay? They are lurking for new supply, for anything new for the week, okay? So listen, y'all stay focused up out here in these streets in Binghamton and the surrounding areas, because it's real out here. So everybody, welcome to Shireen as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, to all my victims out there that's going through something, I just want you to know that there's a light at the end of your tunnel. Okay. You don't have to sit there and go through a whole bunch of mess or whatever the case may be. Okay. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. Open your mouth, use the tools that you see online or whatever the case may be, and use it for for you, to how you can whatever that fits you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, because everybody can survive absolutely differently. All right, so before we get into this, I do want to say, matter of fact, let's cut right into this. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Let's go. Now, I should have just titled the video Narcissistic Women. But I always shout out them narcissistic women, but I might make that another video later on today because you already know I got to shout out all you narcissistic, toxic females that's residing in Broome County and Binghamton and all over. So you already know I got to say what I got to say. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, these narcissistic females out here in Broome County, I keep telling y'all how they operate, okay? So these narcissistic females, how they operate, the reason why they narcissistic and they toxic and they got domestic issues, is due to the fact of everybody out here, they mess with everybody. Okay. Everybody man mess with everybody girl, and everybody girl mess with everybody man. Okay. And then you have these men out here, these narcissistic, toxic men that be lying, and then they get caught up in some mess. So now these supplies, which is these, it could be them toxic females, they start seeing the new person that person is dating, and now they want to fight them. They want to do these screw faces in the street when they see them in the street and all of that. Let me tell you something, ladies. Let me tell you something right now. Anytime I caught the narcissist up out there doing some weird stuff about out there in them streets, one thing I never did was take that on to the next female because you don't know what that man is telling that female. Another thing, to be walking around in these streets, screw facing people, okay? All that animosity about here in these streets when you're seeing people, that's not happening to me. Just saying what I'm seeing. Okay, this is what goes on out here. All right, all that animosity for what? You understand what I'm saying? What is the need for you to be seeing your narcissist or whoever their supplies up out there in them streets and then everybody school facing each other? Like, what are you getting out of that? Because that person messed with your dude or that dude messed with your girl, or I don't understand, but this is what I'm peeping and this is what I'm seeing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all are toxic out here. And you can tell the difference between a narcissistic, toxic female that's very unhealed and I got some bad juju stuff going on and going wrong. The same energy that y'all got when y'all out in them streets and y'all seeing your so-called op or whatever y'all want to call them, take that same energy and put it up into your kids' school. Let's go. That's a fact. And I could talk about kids' school when it comes to school. You know, shout out to my sons. You get what I'm saying? College boy. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when y'all see each other in these streets out here, right? Y'all got a problem with each other. So y'all see each other in these streets. Y'all want to side eye each other, talk about each other, look at each other weird. The same energy that y'all got for each other up out here in these streets, y'all need to put that into something else. You know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. Stop taking that bad juju negative energy off to the next person. Put it on to that man. That man or that female or whoever that's out there. But we're going to call y'all narcissistic females out in Binghamton. All righty? So all you narcissistic females, you toxic, domestic violence, whatever you want to call yourself, nasty, think you on, loving hip hop, and baddies. Let me tell you something. All right? That same energy you got for people when you see them in the street because of a man, take that energy somewhere else. I know your mother and father kind of taught you some morals about yourself. If you got a problem, take it up with that man. That man is the one that's out there telling these supplies and these females something different. That man is the one that's out there telling. And whatever it is, let's say y'all broke up and that man don't want nothing to do with you, and now you stalking that man. Yeah, it happens like that. Them narcissistic females, and then when they break up with that girl and they get them a new girl that treat them better, you know what them suppliers do? Them narcissists do? They go after the new girl. That's wicked up out here in these streets. Y'all need some healing out here. Y'all ain't got no morals. Y'all ain't got no respect for yourselves. And I tell you this much, Sharane world don't tolerate that. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all narcissists, toxic females up out here, y'all need some more healing. And there's no cure to narcissistic personality disorder. So the extra healing you're going to get is that extra mental issues you got going on and going wrong with yourself. So acknowledge the fact that y'all got narcissistic personality disorder, okay? But what you need to acknowledge is if you got any other mental disabilities up out here in these streets, okay? Because what kind, like, you, like, You not no woman if you sitting here and you gotta roll up on people on the streets and you see them and you gotta do side eye this and side eye that and doing all of that and talking about people kids. It is crazy out here in Binghamton. Ladies and gentlemen, all you gotta do is know one person on Facebook, and that person could know everybody else, and then you just start seeing stuff. And not just that, step out into the streets and you'll start hearing everybody's business. You don't have to know nobody from a can of a paint. This town is so small. This town is small like Staten Island. And if you've been in Staten Island, you already know. This town is that small. It's like Staten Island, ladies and gentlemen. You're gonna see the same people, all right? The same people is dating the same people out here. All right. That's what's going on out here. Then they talk about each other. And then let's say for me, for example, I'll go out into the dating world and you meet somebody. We're gonna use that as an example. And they say they single or they say they ain't got nobody and y'all talking on the same level, you know what I'm saying? But then down the road, they got supplies in a cut. Or their supplies can't get over the fact that they don't want to talk to them no more. So now they want to come after that female. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's what goes on out here. They think they on love and hip hop and baddies. This shit is wicked out here. I don't know where half of y'all minds be at. Then y'all get on the internet and y'all be talking wicked style. And I tell y'all, people judge you. And yeah, people be like, I don't care what people say about me. But no, 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 no. Sweetheart, it's 2026. People judge you. Just about all the dumb stuff that you post on the internet, ladies and gentlemen. Like I keep telling you, I did a video about that. Especially when you're going through family court, don't put that garbage stuff on the internet. That's an easy, clear win case right there. All I got to do is screenshot everything you doing on the internet and take it to my lawyer and take it to the judges. And there we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I have sole custody of my son. If you don't know what sole custody is, do your research. It's hard to get that. Yeah, it's real hard to get sole custody. Most of the time, they make you fight, they make you go straight joint. You got to have hardcore evidence, hardcore proof when it comes down to sole custody. Sole custody is basically when I basically have all legal rights to my son. I have all legal rights. His father is not allowed to make any legal rights. God forbid my son could be in a hospital and they didn't reach me, but they reached his father. The father can't make no legal decisions for him because I have sole custody. They have to wait on me. The only thing he has is supervised visitations, ladies and gentlemen. That's the only thing he got, and it's to whoever I allow supervised the visitation. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm not an evil person, so I still try to go behind what the judge say, and I still try to reach out, and I still try to allow that connection to go. You understand? But at the end of the day, you got toxic females up out here in these streets in Binghamton, and the wicked shit that you see up on this internet. Okay, and then they wonder why their kids begin taken away, their cribs be looking the way they be looking, and they be looking the way they looking. And ladies and gentlemen, let me say this louder for the people in the back real quick. Because like I tell you, I advocate for myself and I most definitely advocate for others. So if I'm speaking up for myself, I'm damn sure speaking up for all my victims, my survivors, and my thrivers, and anybody else that need to know what's going on and going wrong in these streets. But let me tell you something. Sharane World don't care what you got. Sharane World don't care if you got $10,000 in a bank. Y'all already know I said this already. Sharane World don't care if you got businesses on top of businesses. Been there, done that. Sharane World don't care if you got red bottoms, no red bottoms. I don't care. I don't care if you riding around in a BMW down to a Genesis, down to a Mercedes. I don't care if you living in a mansion. I don't care if you've been across seas. Sherane World don't give two fucks what you got. Okay. I don't care if you got a BBL. I don't care if you got that what is that called? That toupee hat on. And the toupee hat is them wigs. Okay. I don't care what you got going on. I don't care. It's all about your inside. Okay, it's all about your mental. It's all about how you act when you come out these situations. So when you come out these situations and you're nasty and you're toxic and you just wrong, it's just who you are, ladies and gentlemen. You're toxic. Okay, that's who you are. Absolutely. I don't care how you put it. Call yourself healing. Call yourself, oh, you heal. Call yourself Miss Big Bad and whatever. You've been through this, so you could do this. No, 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 no. Because I'm gonna tell you something. That ain't no healing process right there. That's some toxic stuff. All right. Because no real victim up out here in these streets is going to sit here and have time to be toxic. All right. Nobody, not a victim, not a survivor, not a thriver, or anybody up out here in these streets have time to be sitting here dealing with toxic situations, especially when they're coming out of toxic situations. Okay. So yeah, y'all gotta stay focused in Binghamton. Because there's a lot of narcissistic females up out here. And they looking for new supply for the new week. Especially these females. All right? Especially the men. They all operate the same way, ladies and gentlemen. The men, the women, it's the same shingding. Men, how many times you gotta keep catching that female up, that narcissistic, toxic female up with different, men? How many times you got to catch them up? Or they got friends that act like they on, loving hip hop and baddies and they 304s and they single. Like, it's wicked up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. And welcome to Sharane. But listen, I'm here. My boots is on the ground for everybody out here, right here in Binghamton and Broome County. My boots is on the ground, no matter where you located, New York City. It don't matter. But for right here in Broome County, I'm calling y'all all out because at the end of the day, everybody goes through something. Everybody's been through something, and it's not about judging a person about what they went through because everybody can talk about what they went through, right? But it's what did you do when you came out that situation? Did you come back out here toxic? Did you come back out here thinking you on love and hip hop? Did you come out here thinking you better than everybody? Because I'm gonna tell you this right now. A survivor is and a thriver is really gonna see everything, and they don't have time to be toxic, and they don't have time for the narcissistic stuff, and they don't have time for the abuse stuff. They don't have time for like the loudness, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody has time for that. All right. So listen, men, if you dealing with some narcissistic females and they domestic and they putting their hands on you, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Get up out that situation because there's real women up out there that's not going to, do that to you. And that's vice versa. All right, ladies, there's real men out there that's not going to be sitting there putting their hands on you. And ladies and gentlemen, no relationship involves, okay, narcissistic abuse and domestic violence. If you want something healthy, ladies and gentlemen, that's not it. And I'm going to tell you this right now, being in them situations is not it. All right. So take these goals, take these tools, take whatever it is and use them because there's people out there suffering. All right. And the goal is to get y'all past that stuck part. So if you in a stuck position and you don't know what to do, open your third eye, start educating yourself, open up Google, talk to a counselor, get the help that you need so you can be able to move on. If you got to start removing people that's around you that can't operate the way you need them to operate, or not trying to say you need them to operate the way you want them to, but if they're not understanding you and they don't support you, then what are they around for? I don't care who they are, family, friends, it don't matter. Okay, because that will bring you down at the end of the day. And the whole thing, is you trying to protect your mental, protect your peace, protect everything. Because when you going through these situations, you feel like a noodle. Like you feel like you want to give up. You understand? A lot of victims feel like they just want to give up. A lot of men feel like they want to give up when they got to deal with these toxic women up out here in these streets. All right? Especially in Binghamton. This is why I'm saying y'all speak up. And all that toxic stuff that y'all doing, these internets up out here in these streets, is way wicked. All that energy y'all got for each other when y'all see each other in the street is super wicked. Take that energy and put that somewhere else. Okay? That's what y'all need to do. That's exactly what y'all need to do. That's how I'm able to sniff out who toxic and who, and what is what up out here in these streets. Because like, why when you seeing somebody, you gotta have all that energy for? Is this all about some dude? Or is you giving me the weird face or whatever all about a dude? Because that is absolutely crazy if that's happening. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm seeing is absolutely crazy. And I'm not saying that's happening to me. I'm just saying this is what's going on and what's going wrong in Binghamton. Okay? Yeah, this is how they operate. So I'm gonna tell you this right now to all my victims and my survivors out there. If you're coming out of a situation, or if you're actively in a situation and you're dealing with a narcissist, you're dealing with somebody with domestic violence tendencies, right? And you're coming out of it and they got multiple supplies in a cut. Okay, and you're dealing with their supplies threatening you, and you're dealing with their supplies stalking you. You're dealing with all of that. I'm gonna tell you this right now: screenshot and press charges. That is the best way to do it because they could be mixing and mingling with this narcissist. You understand what I'm saying? Because ain't no way that that person don't see what's going on and going wrong unless they third eye shut or they just slow as hell. You know what I'm saying? So no, if these narcissist supplies is stalking you, doing anything like that, okay? Harassing you, whatever it is, y'all make sure y'all press charges. You do not allow that to happen, okay? Because I know when I first started, the narcissistic, all his supplies used to be all over my main page, my Tiana McLaughlin page. And I used to have to tell him like, exit left and go on to domestic violence and narcissistic relationships. I survived. You can support that page right on over there because that's where all the awareness is at. It's not on my main page. I don't know what you're going to try to find over here. You know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Their supplies will lurk too. Their supplies is lurking. They're always going to lurk, especially, if you're coming out and you're speaking up about your situation, your narcissist supplies, whether they're a male or a female, is going to always lurk on your stuff, ladies and gentlemen, right along with those supplies, okay? And I'm narcissist. And I did a lot of videos about this already, okay? Especially with mental illness videos and things like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, um, those narcissists and their supplies will lurk on you, okay? And you will see it. I used to screenshot every time it happened. And then I said something to the narcissist, like, yo, your supplies is all over my stuff. And he would say, oh, fuck them. Da, 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 da. Well, who is it? Like, dang, you just said fuck them, and now you want to know who the supplier is. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, stay focused, especially as me being an advocate and a peer mentor survivor. I have to be focused. I'm always focused. Okay. Um, I have to voice my opinion, uh, my thoughts, or whatever for my situation. I have to voice some things for myself out loud. So no matter what goes on and go wrong, I must have a voice for myself, you know? And if I don't get that voice for myself, then who else is gonna speak up for me? Not nobody else. You understand what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. It's morning time, and I'm narcissists is lurking, and they lurking for new supply. Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to everybody that be wanting these longer videos. I appreciate you all. You already know. You understand the movement. You understand. You understand. Yes. Because it's real in Binghamton. Shout out to all my subscribers on Facebook, on YouTube. Shout out to all my followers that's on my support group page. Shout out to everybody on my main page. Listen, I got a special event I'm going to tomorrow. Tomorrow's Tuesday, right up at Endicott. I definitely had dropped that flyer on my community wall, so check it out. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in Binghamton or the surrounding areas, check out that flyer. Bring your kids. Bring all your kids. Your kids, your daughters, every last one of them. They need to come down to that event tomorrow in Endicott. Okay? So they could be taught about some gang violence up out here in these streets, Yes, because it get real up out here. Welcome to Sharane's World, y'all. Right here on YouTube. I keep telling y'all, I'm gonna come up here a little more longer and a little more longer. I think that pisses some people off, but that's how, that's what advocates do. You gotta do it the most peaceful way. Don't turn into these narcissists up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. It's not worth it. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your spirit. It's just not worth it. Shit. You might as well just go bury your grave. I'm just saying. You might as well get the shovel, go pick one of these grave sites and get them going when you're dealing with narcissistic abuse and when you're dealing with domestic violence. But I'm going to tell you this much. Out of anything that I've ever been through that was worse between my domestic violence, toxic relationships, and narcissistic abuse, I'll tell you which one was the worst. And you would have been like, wait a minute. Let me tell you. Which one was the worst was narcissistic abuse, ladies and gentlemen. That was the worst. That was worse than my domestic violence situation. And y'all gonna be like, damn, well, you did have a gun put to your head. Wouldn't that be the worst? Absolutely, that is the worst. That's your life right there. But when you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, whew, that'll mind fuck you. Most definitely. That'll mind fuck you. If your third eye ain't open, it would mind fuck you. So to all them supplies up out there in them streets, y'all being mind fucked. Y'all in a clown shit circus show. Y'all all have a role. Each and every one of y'all have a role in the clown shit circus show. Okay? And when one person falls out of line, that narcissist got to pick up some new supplies. Some women and men. Okay? They do. So don't end up in no clown shit circus show, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth your time. It ain't worth your energy. It ain't worth your space. It ain't worth your mental. It's not worth it. Start recognizing these red flags when you're dealing with people. I keep telling y'all, do your background check on people. Everybody has a past, right? Okay? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's all about, did they change? Anybody can have an arrest record. But it's all about what you did and what did you change? Did you change? Did you change? Anybody could have used to been a street pharmacist back in them days or whatever. But did you change? Did you stop? Did you change? Is your life changing? You doing something positive with yourself? Okay. You know, these narcissists is not gonna go sit down, male or female, and sit with no licensed therapist talking about what they did wrong, how their moms or dad treated them when they was younger, how they treat their relationships, how effed up they are. They are not gonna go face reality. They're not ready to move on. They need them supplies. They need that street pharmacist activity. They need that. That feeds their ego, ladies and gentlemen. It's a demon. They're like demons. Think about it. Demon babies. That's exactly what a narcissistic relationship is like. Anybody that has some kind of disability. Y'all stay focused out here. I'm spreading awareness for a reason. And as an advocate, you know, it's crazy out here, you know, listening to other people's stories, wanting to help other people get past that stuck part. But then right here locally in Binghamton, you got a narcissist that's skating through these court doors, moving on to the next, doing the same shit to the next person. It is crazy. This is why my voice must be even louder. Because ain't no way. You understand? You got to have this energy. And everybody asks, oh, Sharane World, how do you get past this? How do you have this energy? And how do you know what? You know how they say when people go to prison, when they lock in? That's what I kind of did. I kind of went to myself. I started seeing who was for me, who was not for me, what was for what, family, friends, all that. I stayed to myself, and I've always been that type of person anyways. But I started recognizing the real. Okay? The real. And when you start seeing, and you could slip a narcissist mask, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? When you could slip a narcissist mask, you know what's hidden under there. So that will disgust you. Don't ever allow them and let no man and no female sit there, put their hands on you. Not one time. I'm not going to keep explaining this to you though. Not one time. Do not let no man or woman sit there and be raising no voice at you like they raising it, like they angry and they got some issues going on. All right? Don't ever let nobody step over your boundaries, because when they step over them one time when they're real small, the littlest thing, they're going to try to go for the biggest thing. No is no. Look how they react when you tell them no. Watch how a narcissist react when you tell them no. You would have thought their life was ending, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So this is why I bring awareness, and I'm grateful for everybody else that's speaking up You understand what I'm saying? That's in my inboxes speaking up about their situations, no matter where they located at. I appreciate all you guys for commenting under these videos. You know what I'm saying? The whole goal, I keep telling y'all, is to keep bringing awareness, to keep my boots on the ground for all men and women up out here in the streets. And can't nobody stop me. And I keep telling y'all, when I first started, the narcissist was trying to stop me. But that wasn't working. See, in the beginning, the narcissist ain't care about me coming up on this internet spreading awareness. But it's once you start speaking that truth, you start speaking that real, and they know they can't get no get back. They know ain't no coming back. That's when they got problems up out here in these streets. That's when they start with their smear campaigns. That's when they start with their garbage. So, ladies and gentlemen, go no contact when you're dealing with these people. I'm telling you, watch their reaction. Is it worth whatever you're going through in your relationship? You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's relationship is different. Is it worth it? The headache, the drama, the pain? Are you giving in too much? More than that person? Are they using their personal lives to make you feel bad for them? Are they crying in your face for you to feel bad for them? Do they try to flip the story off for them and put it back onto you to make you feel bad for them? Yeah, that's how they operate. Did you catch them with multiple supplies up out there in them streets? Do y'all know who they car register to? Do y'all know who they phones is registered to? Do y'all know who be buying them all this stuff when they don't have no money? Or even if they do have a job, right? And you and your partner income, right? But they don't have enough money to buy all that extra stuff that you're seeing. So if you're seeing it, where are they getting it from? 3 pharmacist activities? Multiple supplies in a cut? It's real up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all stay focused on Binghamton. It's too much of this shingding out here. It's too much. And I keep telling y'all, it's all about peacefulness. The conversation is needed to be had out here. All right? It's needed. More women, more men needs to start coming out and speaking up about their situation. All right? More women and more men need to start healing up out here in these streets. Y'all need to start opening your third eye and noticing narcissistic abuse and domestic violence is no relationship you want to be in. So if you in it and you realizing 2 months in that this is what you rocking with, get up out that situation. And I'm going to tell y'all right now, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into it real quick, hold on, give me a second. We're going to get into something. Just one moment. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button if you're watching this video. If you're watching on my support group page, on Facebook, definitely drop your comments in there. I'm going to come on over and check that out when I'm done. And ladies and gentlemen, check out my community board. Ladies and gentlemen, before I get into this, give me one moment. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, I'm back. I'm here. Welcome back to Sharane's World. Let's go. Let me tell you something, all right? A lot of people are going unalive behind domestic violence. A lot of people are going unalive behind narcissistic abuse. But what you don't know that there's a lot of people out here that don't realize that they're in a narcissistic abuse relationship, okay? They don't notice that, that's what they're in until it's too late. So, ladies and gentlemen, please do not end up 6 feet under. Please do not end up with your family crying and begging and pleading. Please do not end up where these batterers and people are coming out because they unalive somebody and now your family is trying to plead the case and keep them locked up. All right. Please don't end up in a clown shit circus show, ladies and gentlemen. Because that is all what that narcissist and that domestic violence person is doing to you, especially if you're located in Binghamton. And I keep telling y'all, if you're dealing with my narcissistic ex, you're dealing with some type of toxic, narcissistic abuse, whatever it is up out here in these streets, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm keeping it real. And I'm just keeping it real. Okay? You're dealing with something. You're dealing with something. I know you're dealing with something because they stay in them clubs, them bars, and them shindigs all the time. They probably always got their hand out. They need uh that car payment paid. Okay, they need that rent halfway paid. All right. They're probably trying to figure out how to get their street pharmacist activities going on and going wrong, ladies and gentlemen. They're probably trying to figure it all out. All right. And I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you dealing with my narcissistic act, I'll tell you this much. Ain't no you and him. It's gonna be you and everybody else up out here in these streets. Yes, because whatever that person is telling you, they're gonna feed your brain. They're gonna rock you to sleep. You're gonna be rocked to sleep all day, all night. And when you start opening your eyes to say anything of whatever you see, they're gonna love bomb you and tell you whatever to get you right back down there so they don't lose that supply, ladies and gentlemen. You think they want to lose whatever you supplying them or you? Get out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So listen, the narcissists, they're out here using people. Most definitely. It is a game show. That's how they operate. They use people for their own personal gain and their own personal needs up out here in the streets, ladies and gentlemen. All right? And like I keep telling y'all, when are y'all gonna open your eyes and recognize what you're dealing with? Okay? They be on dating apps, okay? They be on everything and everywhere because they look for new supply. Another thing you could spot on if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, right? And they got social media, check their social media. I bet you their social media say they single. hmm It would say they single, but you sitting here like, how you? All right, nobody really cares about social media, but it's saying you single and you up there operating like you single. All right. You're under every girl status, every man status, or whatever, because it could go both ways. But we speaking for example, okay? All right, it's awareness. And you're under every female status, everything picture, every little thing. You understand what I'm saying? And y'all have women, y'all have somebody that you're telling that you want to spend your life with, but you have multiple supplies. Welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Round of applause for all you guys. Most definitely. Round of applause to everybody up out here in these streets. And like I said, the whole goal is for everybody to get the awareness, to understand what's going on and what is going wrong up out here in Binghamton. Keep your eyes open. Stay alerted. All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay alerted. You have to stay alerted, ladies and gentlemen. When you're single and you're out there mingling, you want to make sure that you have these tools in your pocket so you don't fall trapped back into these narcissists and these domestic violence people, but just with a whole new different person. Okay? So you don't want to fall trapped into that, ladies and gentlemen. If you're falling trapped into something like that, I'm gonna tell you right now, you got some more healing. You got some more, your third eye need to be opened up a little more brighter than what it is. All right. So y'all stay focused in here in Binghamton. And just remember, if they hit you one time, they're gonna do it again. Don't be accepting gifts. Don't keep accepting sorries. Put your foot down. Have them respect your boundaries. If they can't respect your boundaries from day one, then there's no point. Because an narcissist don't care about your boundaries. They're gonna act like it in the beginning just so they can get what they want. But once they get what they want, they don't care about the boundaries. And you're going to be blamed on any and everything that comes their way. Even if it ain't got nothing to do with you, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to get blamed for it. Okay? And whatever juju, bimbo babbo, garbage story that they're feeding you, your mind, just pay attention. It ain't going nowhere. They have multiple supplies. They come in and out, ladies and gentlemen. All right, no matter who they are, male or female. So Binghamton, Sharane World is here, and my boots is on the ground, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. It's that early morning awareness. I normally come up here a little earlier than this, but nope. We definitely got to make sure everybody get this morning awareness, whether you on your way to work, off work, on vacation, whatever you're doing, as long as you're not doing those street pharmacist activities. And shout out to everybody that wanted these longer videos. Let's go. We are here, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Um, Break that cycle. Open your third eye. See what's going on and what's going wrong. If they got multiple supplies, they moving different, they acting weird. Trust that because I'm gonna tell you, a narcissist, you will see everything about them from the beginning. It's just hidden. You're just love bombed by whatever they're telling you. Everything looks good, but they need help. They're slacking. This is what it is at the end of the day. All right? Listen, it feels good. Shout out to everybody. I'm gonna start heading up out of here this morning. I appreciate everybody for viewing on my support group page. I appreciate everybody on my main page. And shout out to all my subscribers on my YouTube channel. And most definitely, let's give a big round of applause to all you Bushes watchers that be viewing. I appreciate you all too. Let's go. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all stay blessed this morning. Don't let nobody stress you out. Don't be giving your money away. Don't register no cars. Please don't. Start asking who their cars is registered to. Check the glove box. It only get real from there. And I know if you're dealing with my narcissistic guy, that glove box, that glove box is locked. Locked. Okay. But when you get a chance to get in there, you better check that registration, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm going to tell you right now, there are people going unalive behind these situations. It don't matter who bought the car. It don't matter who making payments on the car. It don't matter who the title name is in. Who registered that car? Because if we just got females and males up out here in these streets registering cars for you, and you ain't got to pay no insurance, what you got to do for that insurance? So all my victims and my survivors, this is what y'all need to be thinking if you're in this situation. What are they doing for that? It ain't free. Y'all need to stop. Stop registering these cars for these people. They banged them up, they crashed them up, they do whatever. And you'll be held responsible. You know why? Because you insured it. You put insurance on that car. And you know when you bang up a car, ladies and gentlemen, let me get into this real quick. Let's go. We got to talk about that before I get up out of here, because that's a month. That is a month. Let's go. Let's get into this. I advocate so much about not registering cars, not putting insurance on cars, but also do not put them on your health insurance, your life insurance, no deeds, no homes, no any of that. No lease to your apartments, any of that. But the reason why I say registration and car insurance is because when you put your name and register and insure a car for somebody, and I gave y'all multiple different scenarios about that, right? Because it could go multiple different ways, right? But speaking for example, like my narcissistic guy, he goes in a bank, he pulls the car out, but now he needs somebody to register that car. He needs somebody to insure that car. Okay. You find somebody to register it. It could have been your homeboy, but no, they find females. It could go opposite ways, right? But we talking about the narcissist. You find females to register the car. You found them to insure the car. You might have paid money to give for registration at the DMV. But here's the but part. They don't give up money for insurance. So what are they doing for that insurance, ladies and gentlemen? Okay, insurance is not free on full blown on a foreign car, year, make, and model, and especially who's registering that car, depending on their age and how long they've been licensed. Okay, insurance is not free. So if they're not paying insurance, what are they doing for that insurance? Yeah, you gotta think about that. Yeah, somebody just allowing them to have car insurance for free and they're paying out of their pockets for that. That's extra money. That's a lot. Evidently, that's one of their supplies that they are feeding bullcrap to. I told you guys. I remember when the narcissist lost insurance off one car, okay, turned around and tried to ask me. I couldn't help him. Then put his car on somebody else's insurance, right? And then thought he was getting beat in the head on that insurance. Sent me over the information. And I'm kind of telling him, like, where's the price to this insurance? Because like it's not really saying much. This is like yeah, where's the price? You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is at the end of the day. This is why you should not be out there insuring no cars because what can happen, like the narcissist did, right? He had a QX50 Infinity, okay? I believe it was like 2019 QX50 Infinity, right? That was registered under somebody else's name, but the title and everything was to him, right? You crash it. This is a whole. I gotta come back with a live video about this. Don't be surprised if I come back with a story time about this one. You crash it, okay? For whatever stupidity you got going on and going wrong. You tell me about it. You come show me right after it gets crashed. You come drive straight to me. Have me come outside and say, look. And I looked and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? Well, excuse my language, everybody, but that's my reaction. Like, what? What happened to your car? Like, somebody just took off the whole front. Okay, he gave me a story. Then he went without a car, and then we were going through our court process stuff, and then it was just a lot. He went without a car, and at that time my car came on the road, so I was helping him, get around certain places or whatever the case may be. And also once he got his car back, you got to remember he's not working. So what income did you show to the bank to get that car? Because I know when I pulled my car out the bank from CarMax, let's be exact, down in um PA. Okay, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. All right, but I'm gonna tell you like this: they crashed them cars because now that new car done got banged up. Okay, they crash cars under your name, ladies and gentlemen. All right, and you will be held responsible for that. Because when it's time for the insurance to go in and the adjuster has to come out and everything, they gotta total loss your car and now you gotta pull money out. That's under your name. That's under your name. It's not a narcissist. It's riding around. Whole new car. Whether they paid half on it, paid with the remaining balance, whatever they did. With another car insured under somebody else's name. So y'all gotta pay attention to this. They're out here crashing cars under your name, ladies and gentlemen, They're out here selling drugs under your name, ladies and gentlemen. All right, that's what street pharmacist activities is. They are out here doing it. They are out here with multiple supplies and a cut in them cars under your names, ladies and gentlemen. And this goes both ways, males and females, because females be having their cars registered to dudes as well. And then the dudes be finding them, and then they get caught up in some shame dang mess. So it goes both ways. All right. So listen, I appreciate everybody that's rocked out to this video all the way to the end. It's all about the awareness. And every time I have to come up here and be like, listen, you got to go in. Like these people need this awareness. You get what I'm saying? So I appreciate everybody for rocking out, for understanding, for supporting the movement, understanding that, domestic violence is real. All right. Supporting what's going on with Sharane's world. Okay. And the whole goal is making sure everybody get this awareness. All right. So listen, welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Y'all stay blessed this morning. Okay. Y'all stay very blessed. And I'm gonna start heading up out of here. I appreciate you all. And welcome to Sharane's World, everybody. Y'all know them narcissists is working. Let's go. Later, everybody.
You got a long way to go. Rock with me now.